cameras are lining up because actually I need to record this for another purpose. Just seeing if I could put that up there. Yeah. It's not exactly the most complimentary angle, but hey, I don't think I have any complimentary angles. I believe I am live. I could see. Okay, great. You can hear me. All right. I just got to open up the video over here so I can see, the live chat. Just give me a moment, and so I can go and turn the audio down. And okay, now take this out of theater mode. Oh, hello. I'm supposing that can everybody hear me? I'm hoping they can. Oh my goodness, I need to set this up a little bit better. I can't be too concerned with cameras. Heaven knows I'm a handsome devil. We'll just deal with that later. And let me just stop that. Hi guys, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. People can hear me. Okay. You're going to have to grant me just one moment to go through the kind of the previous chats here, see if there are any questions that are outstanding. Banish human from existence. Well, you will have that option. I hope that that's pretty much been established by now, and that's not a spoiler. It really shouldn't be. And what I'm going to also do is I'm going to put OBS Studio slightly over this so I can see myself live as opposed to the delayed chat on YouTube. So what I'm going to do here really quick, guys, number one, let's see. Our social media guys tell me to keep this to about an hour, and I don't blame them because really they have to sit through this, and I don't want to make it any more painful for them than it already is. So let's see. The main purpose that I'm here with you guys tonight, and I'm going to open up the main scene so we can just zoom around for a bit. Take a look. Actually, before we even take a look at the project file, I should open up the new version. But unfortunately, let's see. Yeah, I can turn down system audio. I really, can I say, we're going to be getting a new soundtrack in for this, and hopefully by the time the next alpha comes out. Basically, I'm sorry, I got off sidetrack. The reason I'm here this evening is to talk about the release of the next alpha, our last alpha before the public beta release, and to basically show off a lot of what we have been able to get done over the last month inside of Peace Island. And just one moment, I'm going to open up that first. And also, if you guys have any questions, and of course my phone, I didn't turn it volume all the way down, so it's going to do that. So if you have questions, please, that's the number one reason that I'm here. Oh, and by the way, look, we have a menu screen now, even though it's soon to be replaced. So you can actually, let me just check over here. Everybody's just saying the sound is good. Oh, oops. It's opening. Just give it a sec. The release of the next alpha is right now contingent on a couple of things. We've gotten many of them solved, but we still have a few hurdles that I would like to get on top of. There are a few challenges that are still in, the way of us being able to release the next alpha. As much work as we have gotten done, there remains a few adjustments that really I think are worth the wait. If you've been a member of our Patreon, you can join tonight on our Patreon at patreon.com/sleaze island, patreon.com Peace Island. For as little as $1 of a contribution per month, you can gain access to the previous alphas to tide you over until the next one. But I'm getting off target. There are a few things, for example, we're trying to get a better IK engine going. And right now we're rethinking some of the back-end issues, back-end things. For example, we were going to use a particular role-playing engine, RPG engine, to get things done. And in the end, we realized we were using, a very, well, just, jeez, obtuse is the best word I could come up with. Solution. A better solution we had waiting in the wings, so it was very easy to get those. Now, sorry, we still have a little bit of collider issue there on the curbs. So what I'm thinking right now is that we are going to be thinking the last 0.9 alpha right now I'm estimating is going to be released. And here's a part thing is there's a part inside of me, this foolish little gremlin is going, tell them, on the 15th of March. And the problem is if I do that, I cannot guarantee that. So what I'm going to say right now is that we are hoping to get the 0.9 alpha released by about on the 21st of next month. And that will hopefully include new animations, better IK, a new road system, which I'll show you a little bit later on that we've been working on. Let me see. We'll hopefully be able to integrate a little bit of our conversation engine. But can I show? But before I give you a promise of more stuff that's over the horizon, let me show you what we have been able to do. Now, first off, can I say we were facing a challenge because in creating Peace Island, we're trying to create a persistent world. In other words, when one of your cats enters one of the houses, but all the other cats on the island are still doing what you left them to do. If they're sitting in the sun, they're still sitting in the sun. And if you happen to be indoors and it starts raining when you're indoors, all your other cats are going to, run for shelter. And their happiness levels are going to go down. And you're going to have to spend a little bit of time, cheering them up again. Oh, and by the way, I could say, number one, the fog is a little bit heavy now. And we're going to be scaling that back. But you can see we've gotten the new, I'm sorry, collider, render stack in. The colors are a lot more deep. We've got bloom going on in the background, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to go into the new texturing that Arjuna has done. But first, I want to show you something that's really cool, because this is going to be, this was the solution to our persistent world thing, because previously, with our previous RPG framework, we could not, well, it was going to be difficult no matter what we did, to switch between scenes. Our solution is proprietary. I'm not going to tell you, but we got a solution now that will allow, that sort of thing. The persistent world where all the cats, all the wildlife, they're going to continue their stuff while one of your cats is in one house and the other cat is in the other. Sorry, stuck on there. There we go. But see here, now check this out. This cat is going to enter this little seafood shack here, and I'm just going to bring up right now the pause menu so I can show you. Unfortunately, the map currently doesn't show where your cat is, but that's coming in the next alpha. Knock on wood. But say for purposes of our demonstration, he is at the extreme southwest of the island down here on the public landing. So we're going to go back to our, but what I'm going to do here is we're going to go into this building here. Now, it doesn't take us to a building, but it takes us to this staging area here. Now, this staging area is sort of like a magical world of portals here. If we go into this guy here, this girl, this non-gender door. In fact, that's a great name for the band, the non-gender door. I figured they do jazz. But here, the cat, we have a collider issue. Apologies. The thing is this is a structure your cat is not supposed to get to until the very end of the game. So this is a mild spoiler. But I just want to show you on the map. If you look at the upper right, Catnip Ledge headlight, we just went straight from the southwest all the way to the northwest in a persistent world where basically the same weather conditions are prevalent and so on and so forth, and the birds, while we're in, can I just say here, I'll show you again, if we go in here, all the wildlife in the rest of the world, all that stuff, all the birds are still circling in the sky. The sun is still going in the, going through the sky, or the moon, and the weather is still changing. The clouds are still shifting, believe it or not. Again, this is 100% persistent, and this is just, again, something that I thought was going to be something we couldn't do, and we would have to rewrite various elements of the game around. But let me tell you, Mad Mike B, he just, I don't know. He was like, hey, I had this crazy idea. And that crazy idea worked like a charm. We're very fortunate again to have the people we have. And by the way, we just teleported again. I just want to show you here. Sorry, collider issue on the camera. Ooh, he's stuck. Ooh. And by the way, I apologize for the rather poor pivoting, the unnatural, but that's again going to be all switched to the next alpha. But we'll just take a walk over the ocean here and watch the surf. But I just wanted to open up the map again, and if you see on the far north of the island there's Greenwood Farms. I called it Greenwood Gardens because that's what it used to be. If you're following us on Patreon or want to, you read the whole story there. But we basically teleported from there to all over the island in this seamless manner, and it's going to be just amazing now, because this means again that you can have all of your cats in different houses or on the mainland, or it's just something that I thought was just really that he was able to work out. But let me see. I'm going to see if we can get this guy back up on the porch there, and we were going to teleport. Oops, no, there we go. And we're going to get this jump. See, he's sliding. Collider issues. We still have collider issues, but here we go. We're going to. There, sorry. There we are. And see, he's back in there, but we're going to go right back. I believe this, if my instincts are correct, going to take us back to the dock. Is it? Yep. The game world just loaded. It does take a fraction of a second for the game world to load. And I anticipate Mike B is going to come up with some crazy idea that will turn that. It's gonna be. He leave that down to zero. I have faith in this guy, or near to zero. But anyway, I'm gonna pause for a moment. I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna check for just questions over here, because I've rambled on far enough. And sorry. I'm just going to take this guy over to a picturesque place while I read your any questions that might have come in. So I'm just going to Alt-Tab out so I can over here. So sound is good on this end. All right. Well, thank you, Tater Salad. Nice to see you again, by the way. Flyforce asks, do the Nine Cats have any differences in gameplay? Absolutely. Some cats will be able to run faster than others. Some cats will be able to jump higher than others. Some cats, there is this one little cat who's named Ronan, and if you are not directly controlling him, at times he will randomly just quote unquote play with but attack one of the other cats. And that will have varying effects on their happiness depending on their attitudes toward him. And yes, there are. I mean, for example, there are some places that each cat will be able to replenish, their stats faster than anywhere else, and each cat has their favorite place, as cats do. And we're going to be having. We're thinking about this like concept of this almost like you know, um, capture the flag idea almost, or occupying like this network of cardboard boxes and such. But to answer your law, I could go on and Grandpa Simpson. I'm very guilty of that always. But before I just want to sum it up. Yes, each cat is going to have its own thing going on, and they're going to have their own tastes and so on and so forth of what they want to do. Some cats are not going to be suited for some of the missions that come up. You're going to have to find out which cats are suited. Let's see. So hopefully, welcome to Door Galaxy. Yes, Mad Mike. Yes, you did. Um, yes, Arjun. Here's the thing. This is all going to change once we get the colliders worked out, and we work on the new IK. It's going to work a hell of a lot better. We're just doing what we can. So let's see. While it might make the game heavier, this is from Therese Edward Terrace Terrace Edward Therese Edward. Anyway. Hopefully, I'm not destroying your name too badly. I mean, I've got a bad enough name. I used to get letters addressed to Eric Balloon. So anyway, your question. While it might make the or comment, while it might make the game heavier, I would really like that there isn't that need to load world each time you move from interior to outer cell. Yes, absolutely. That was one of the gameplay mechanics that we wanted. Is that I mean, again, this allows us. I wanted tides. I wanted the oceans to rise and such, and we are going to make the mechanic in there that cats will instinctually avoid the tides when they come in. But if you don't take care of your cat, I mean, really, they're not going to be happy when they have to run away from the seawater coming in. Again, your main thing in this is your main relationship with these cats, other than the adventures and the stories and all that, is very similar to our relationship with our own cats. Is that they want to be entertained and they want to be fed, and hey, those are your two major operations with these guys. If I had to say survival mechanics, it would be those. But I hesitate to use that because in fact, it's not a survival mechanic. We'll come up with a better name, gameplay mechanic, because, geez, if somebody heard that, they'll go on to GameSpot and go, "I heard there were survival mechanics. This is a survival game," just like they did to so many other projects. Oh, look at that sunset, so nice. So, Tara, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And Ninja Pizza Cat, is that from the Pizza Cat show? For that anime show from back in the day. I unfortunately am only vaguely familiar with that stuff, but I do know Pizza Cats. Um, if yeah, but actually, and can I just say, it's Ronin, as in there. It's the old Irish word for little seal. Actually, we named him after Ronan Harris of V&V Nation, whose music inspired a lot of the game, and a lot of the work that we do. And unfortunately, I mean, I get the picture from everything that I've seen of Ronan Harris is that he's a jocular, peaceful guy, whereas Ronan is just a ball of aggression and need for food. Um, in fact, we made the mistake of buying, like, you get this dehydrated chicken, desiccated chicken. Oh my God, I can't go into the kitchen now without him calling on me like I'm a building or a house. But you know what? I'm not being fair to another member of our team, by the way. We're 20 minutes in. Please ask your questions if you've got any. And actually, it's not sunlight anymore. In fact, it looks like the moon is coming up. Man, that's a foggy night there, that moon. I'm going to restart the game really quick. Let's see. So that we can, Arjuna, our guy that's doing textures, has done a lot of work, a lot. So I would like to go in and show you guys that. And then we'll move on to, the roads. So, oh yes, New pier, so much other stuff, man. I mean, when I got this guy, he like number one developed the character controller that we have now, and like really well, that wasn't like what he wanted to do, but I handed it to him, and again, he did a very good job. The game world is loading right now. Sorry about that. But he's been redoing all just about most of the textures. There are still some things that haven't been done, but let's see. Again, that collider issue is one of the reasons redoing the IK. And oh my god, this is embarrassing. What the hell? Sorry, guys. All right, you're just gonna take my word for it here. I'll edit out that later. Sorry, Eric, this is live. Damn it! Okay. All right. Arjuna has been working on everything from the siding, wood siding, aluminum siding, to the benches there. We should have a quick walk by the. Arjuna, did you include your new textures for the toilet garden? May I ask? In this latest version. Hopefully so, because those were desperately needing an overhaul. But you can see there the benches, they used to not have that really good look. They weren't all that. I don't know. They just, again, look too simmy. Right now we're going to go and take a look at the dock. I wish I could fly, guys. In fact, when we get this new character controller, the new animations, this guy should be running twice as fast. In fact, I could probably adjust that really quick, and those chickens should be much bigger. Oh, no, we're going to the dock. Sorry, guys. Ain't it a pretty game? I like it. Let's see. Am I lost? Oh, yeah, I did run right past it. Sorry, guys. Just give me another moment. Sorry, Arjuna. Oh, he also redid the fences. I'd like him to take a look at those walls. See, I mean, another great beauty shot of his benches. And, let's see here. Yeah, each of these houses. Let's see. Yeah, that jag there is when it's loading, and that's another thing that, again, we're going to make far more efficient in the future. Either that or come up with a... Oh, no, we will. We just will. But this is another thing. The previous docks were like this golden oak wood looking things. They don't look like... They did not look like wood does in, the weather docks do. And you can see there that Arjuna did a very good job in making those look real nice. So I'm going to just check. Arjuna? Oh, no. Okay, we're going to zip on over to the toilet garden. This would be a nice way, maybe I should go into the build file. And that way we can just drop those cats in. Actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to take a walk over to the toilet garden at our leisurely pace so you can see the world just like... we're going to get rid of this popping too. You see, that's... You see there? That is, we are always in revision. Let's see. Oh! I went on the wrong road to get to the toilet garden. I keep on getting lost in my own game, guys. This is so pathetic. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, I always get lost in my own game, guys. I'm very sorry, but we're going to find our way to the toilet garden. I know the way. And we're redoing this biome here. Note how those mushrooms are... I mean, you do find mushrooms that large out on the islands sometimes, but rarely. I mean, that's twice as high as a cat. Yeah, actually, I know how to get to Ellison Farms from this general area here. And soon, by the way, after we take a tour of like Arjuna's new textures and such, I'm just going to pop us over so I can show you the new road system and such. But here we are at the World War II Tower at the center of Man Island, if I remember correctly. You can almost see it from my house. Is it right over here? We will find out soon enough, and if not, I know how to get there quickly. Oh, yes. Yep. Yep, this is Ellison Farms, actually. I got us right where we needed to go. That's very close to the toilet garden. Oh, yeah, no, I don't know whether you guys have seen, like, I mean, we've been getting so much, like, new original art and stuff and music in lately. I mean, I'm really just enjoying seeing so many, like, all these little disparate elements of the game come together. I mean, just as this live cast was starting, I was, like, scripting part of the radio script using this artificial intelligence like mechanism to mimic Alex Jones, this stuff. And it was just so frightening. It makes me wonder if Alex Jones is actually an artificial intelligence himself, and he's been fooling us all these years. Anyway, by the way, off of my wonderful Alex Jones impersonation, check out these. I mean, really, he came up with this like generative pattern for these cracks and such. That is like triple A stuff. I mean, hats off, pants off to you, Arjuna. You did a great job. I mean, he's again, and everybody that we have on this job has just excelled. Um, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to see your list of stuff we could. Other things. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, another thing, the IK situation will fix. I'm going to try and find a good example of this, but we're going to have to run past the Super Blueberry Vitality Formula stuff we got. I'm gonna, geez, it would almost be a spoiler to share it, but what the heck? Yeah, what the heck? I'll give you a preview of some of the radio stuff that we've gotten in. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I was gonna show. Yeah, I'm gonna get this guy on a angled surface here, and we could see. I mean, notice. See, we got the camera on this. Even though he's on a sloped surface, note that his paws are as if he is on a flat surface. That is what this new IK, revision is going to be addressing, on top of a heck of a lot of other things. And more of the beautiful fences. And I need to go back up to the list there really quick, Alt-Tab, and see if there was anything else Arjuna wanted to, for me to show. Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. Let me click over here and go here, and then Alt-Tab over there so I can see the chat. Yes, new pier, toilet garden textures, same with sign. Yeah, Chandler Green, thank you so much. Cat Fallout, well, actually, Woof Poof, that was, a game concept that we were thinking of very early. This, like, sort of, it wouldn't be Fallout, it was sort of more of a, a turn-based strategy game that dealt with, it was a post-apocalyptic, young lady with her cat trying to make their way through the wilderness after they got separated from their, tribe and such. I still think it has potential, really. But let me see other questions, because I don't want to just get lost. Any ETA for forums, Tara? That is something. Here's the problem with forums. We need a moderator, and the people of Patreon are being very, very generous to us, and we thank them for every penny. And trust me, everybody on the team is taking a real pay cut to work on this because we believe in the project so much. In fact, I'm giving myself a 30% pay cut next month. We are doing everything we can, but we have to allocate the funds that we do have to maximum effect. And unfortunately, hosting, a forum or, paying somebody to monitor the forum is just beyond our budget at the time. We do have a hell of a lot of social media forums. I mean, maybe I should use this really quick We have a Discord. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter as well as the project itself. After this whole thing is going to ending, I'll add those so I don't like cut into our hour here. But let me just make a note of that because me being the ADD person I am, I'm due to forget it. Let me just open this. Okay, social media. In fact, I think all of these are on our website, which is, I'll type it over in the chat, peaceislandgame.com, including we have a SoundCloud that has some of our soundtrack music. In fact, hold on for a moment. I still have this freaking window up over here. Pardon me. Yeah, there we go. Ding. Minimize that. Let's see. I'm sorry, I got a little bit off on a tangent there, so I'm gonna have to remind myself. Thank you for the explanation. How do you create Cat's various animation? What was their inspiration? Oh yes. Oh, so in the end, forums. Unfortunately, that is not in budget right now, simply because here's the thing: in today's world, there are so many bots running the internet. In fact, one of the reasons that a particular very blonde and very orange politician's official subreddit was banned a few months ago, or at least quarantined, was because there were so many Russian bots inside of it. It was actually slowing down the entire Reddit site. And you see, when you have a forum, you invite stuff like that. And let's just, just stick with social media we have for right now. So, now I'm going to go to Arjuna's question over here that he probably got. Do you have the question for Fly 416? Hold on, Fly 416. Let me just take a look. Okay. How do we create the cat's various animations? What was their inspiration? They both, well, that's something you're gonna have to ask our animator, who is Tosca. On Discord she is called Tosca, and sometimes I slip and I call her that when her real name is Kayla Davis, and she's down in Atlanta, Georgia, and she's very, very good. It's just that right now we are redesigning, well, she's very good, period. It's just that right now we're going through a really tough sort of transition to this new IK situation, and hopefully we can get that settled this coming week. Oh, and by the way, these are, I think, aren't these oh my goodness. Oh, well, maybe. Oh, because these aren't the real cats. That's why. I see. Look at that sunset. Look at that sunset. Ain't it gorgeous, guys? Anyway, I'm gonna let that go while I go into another question. Where she got the inspiration? You again ask her. You can. She's on our Discord, I believe. You could probably ask her a question there. Again, her name on there is Tosca, and she did an excellent job. It's just that, well, again, this IK is turning out to be a little bit crazier than we thought. Four-legged creatures, by the way, are among the more difficult things you can do within existing game engines. But we're going to get it solved. I have no doubt that we're going to get it solved. So I'm going to go back to your questions over there. Well, this beautiful sunset, please. Okay. They look increasingly realistic. Yeah, the animations, but I wish we could get, again, the IK working. I want the more dynamic IK on the tail and the head, so that if you can just get the tail to follow the body as the body rotates, it looks so much more natural. But again, that's in the works. Hopefully, within the next 3 weeks, we can start approaching a solution on that. So, let's see. Actually, I do have a solution. I want to get closer to being able to integrate the solution we already have into this new IK rig. So, let's see. Link to the Discord. Geez. Arjuna, are you on the Discord? Do you want to? Let me see. I don't think I even have Discord open at the moment. And in fact, I may need to, because we are at 35 minutes, I may take a quick bio break while the sun sets here. Let's see. We'll take, see, popping. Ah. But here's the thing. It pops, but I remember the way it was like about a couple of months ago. Oh my goodness. It was like entire areas would just open up underneath the cat. It was actually, it almost looked like an abstract art masterpiece. Um, and of course, yeah, actually that's not grass. Let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy over to a place where he can watch the sunset. Let's see. We'll take, let's see, sorry, Game World. Loading. She's up in the woods. Sue, see where she is. She's up by there. Yeah. But anyway, I'm just going to leave this strangely luminescent cat. There's something wrong with the occlusion on that. She should be more in shadow. She is not in shadow at all. Oh my. I'm going to take us back to boy. There he goes. Ah. But anyway, I need to head out of the room for just one moment. And when I get back, please ask questions because otherwise it's just going to be me here rambling on and on about this, that, and the other. And heaven knows I enjoy that so much that I did a 2.5 hour live cast a couple of months ago, and that's why our social media manager said, please don't do that. We have television we would want to watch, and I totally agree. There's television I want to watch. But I will be right back, guys. I appreciate your patience, and while I'm gone, ask a question. No question is too bizarre or absurd. Oh, and I want to grab my phone. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Let me just see here. I need to film this as I come in for some very important people. Actually, I'm going to film our chat here for a moment. Say hello, everybody. This is going to be going to somebody out there. So that's quite important to the project. So hold on for a moment. Let's see here. I paused that YouTube. Now that I'm back, guys, did you have any questions? Let me see. Oh, hold on. Oh, Laura's bringing in one of the kitty cats, if you don't mind. Do you want to say hi to the kitty cat? Let me just film that. Let's see here. Oh, I'm first going to film her right here. Look at there. And if you could just say hi to the YouTube audience out there and say howdy, howdy.
Can you see her okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they all can. We won't see it on the YouTube thing there for about 5 minutes, unfortunately, because of the delay. But let's see. Um, hi, guy. Thank you. That's by the way, Elizabeth.
It's Liz Lemon.
Yeah, that's Liz Lemon, who is the first cat that you will be unlocking in the game. So, really quick, I'm going to bring us out of this. Resume. Oh, it looks like Dawn's breaking already. Let's see. So, I'm going to see if any questions come in. Well, a lot of people are saying hello to Laura and Kitty Cat. Yeah. Laura, by the way, guys, if you did not know, she is the co-developer of this game. She is the main creative writing force behind it. Again, this game would not exist in the form that it is today if it had not been for her. Like Sterling. Oh, she's bringing another kitty. More kitties.
Ronan.
Here's Ronan.
We love Ronan. Sorry.
So, thank you. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay. Yeah. I thought I was going to share that Discord link at the end of this thing, so I didn't spend the few minutes that we're together like going back between Discord and other things, because I'd rather show off the game than bounce between Discord. But tell you what I'm going to do really quick is I want to show off the new road network really quick. So that involves just closing that game out really quick. Well, that's loading. I can get the Discord for you. Let's see, Unity Hub. Alrighty, guys. Question. By the way, Tater Salad updates on Patreon is much appreciated. And enjoy all the teasers and well, let me tell you, I really enjoy doing those, but unfortunately, as we get closer to beta release, I really have to start just scaling those back. If you don't mind, I'm going to shove a potato chip in my mouth really quick. Because really, I can't be giving out spoilers every week, and also my time, unfortunately, is becoming more and more at a premium as the beta release continues to come closer, and so I'm glad you like the updates, and I will continue to do them. But we're having to switch back to twice a month rather than weekly. So anyway, the thing is they will be even longer and probably contain more content because they're twice a week rather than once a week. So don't feel bad. It's like less frequent but higher quality and more volume. So let's go down the list. Oh, Discord, thank you. There we go. You can see here. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Invite folks. I don't see. You can see here. It's going to happen. Edit invite link. I'm going to make it so that it never expires, and there is no limit to the users. Generate a new link. Copy. And you're going to read it first here, folks. Bingo. All right, and you can see that Unity finally opened in the background just as that happened. So now we have the Discord link, and thank you for joining. I didn't mean to sound like I was resentful of you asking. It was just I thought I would put a pin in that. But hey, right, lots of kitty greets. Okay, Arjuna just gave that link. Okay, all kitty, yeah. Lizzie is a gorgeous kitty. Now, Fly 416, Ray, the story being a mystery. What did you start with the end point first, i.e., this is what happened to the humans and work backwards, or did you get more so start with the general concept and go from there? Well, here's the thing. The best article I read about writing was on Gamma Sutra, a website. If you're a game developer and you don't go to Gamma Sutra, you just go get a job at McDonald's because that's the place you go. But they had this great article about writing games, and I know I tend to ramble on, but I'm trying to keep this concise. Is that the best way is to come in with a concept, come up with a beginning, a middle, and an end. In fact, you don't even have to come up with a middle if you don't have one at the very beginning. Just come up with the beginning and the end, and come up with 6 middle points, and then 6 middle points between those previous 2 middle. I just bisect, and slowly, by bit by bit, you will be able to flesh out the story. And that's how it was sort of built. I mean, a lot of people do. I mean, Scotty Arsenault, who is a good friend of mine, and he is a cartoonist who's contributed many of his works to the game. He advised me that when you are writing for comics or for whatever, it's good to know where the story is going. And yes, we did start off that way. We had a beginning, we didn't have a middle, we had an end, but we knew that we could build something in the middle there, and because there were so many possibilities. Pardon me. Ugh. Um, so hopefully that answers your question. I mean, everybody has their own writing processes, and I'm not saying ours is right. Ours may be incorrect, but I mean, we aren't like, Bethesda and Todd Howard. God bless them for the quality products they produce. Um, but we didn't just start there. They're like, oh, we always start with the world, and oh, so you just build this blob of land and plop stuff down and hope it makes sense in the end. Great writing strategy, Bethesda. Hopefully you got my thumbs up in there, my totally unironic thumbs up and honest thumbs up on their great. So we're not going there. So anyway, I'm going to move on to the next question because I think I've answered that question about 3 different ways. Let's see. Well, items that the cat disturbed during the game remain so when they are left. Absolutely. That is part of the solution that our genius Mad Mike B came up with. A solution, the genius of the solution. Yes. Likewise, stuff. If you knock something down outside, you go in, into a building and come out again. That object will still be knocked over. So, yes. Let's see. Yeah, that's what's called a persistent world. We're trying to create an honest, persistent world. I mean, and there will come a time where your cats have knocked over just about everything they can. Is that even possible? Let's see. Can folks see Eric's link above? Do I have to okay it? Okay, I don't. It should be there, visible to everybody. So anyway, okay. The key is not to reveal too much. Well, here's the thing. There's a great thing about game writing that I heard, and they said, the thing about writing a game is a cake. Dialogue is just the frosting. Unless you have a good cake underneath there, you're just giving them sugar, which is, it may taste good, but it isn't going to be substantial, and they're going to walk away disappointed. So you got to, get a good balance. We're trying to make a very solid cake before we get down to a lot of details. So let's see here. Seems to auto-block links from non-moderators. Well, I should be a moderator, dang it. I mean, I'm running this. If I'm not a moderator, do I have to make myself a moderator? That's absolutely insane. Anyway, let's see. The article about the Kama Sutra article, I unfortunately I read it about 8 years ago, but I could probably track it down. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, hopefully it should be a popular enough article. But again, 8 years ago, that's an eternity. 8 years ago. Let's see. Terrific. Well, thank you, Fly Force. Do I unironically enjoy Oblivion? Yes. Um, yes, I agree. Oblivion and to a lesser extent Morrowind, even though the Morrowind soundtrack is, of course, etched into our brains until the day we die, and perhaps beyond. Yeah, I actually liked Oblivion, and it was the first game. In fact, it sort of Oblivion served as an inspiration in the regard in the manner that it was the first game that I was walking along this windy path that overlooked the Imperial City, and the sun was setting. And it was the first game where I was like, I don't have to get anywhere. Why don't I just sit here and watch the sunset? And that was awesome. That they were able to, just make idleness enjoyable, at least in that game that they did. Um, yeah, I don't ironically enjoy Oblivion as well. Um, Let me see, what was the next one after that? We had Oblivion, Skyrim. Oh yeah, Oblivion. That was how it went. Cause yeah, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. Yeah. Oh. Mm. Facebook being links mushroom. Hold on for a moment. Our AI guy. Hold on for a moment. Let me bring this up. You're gonna have to pardon me, guys. I no, it's just our AI guy sent a link to the latest mushroom like spawning video or invasive species. Hold on for Richard, thank you very much, but I cannot share that until it's up on YouTube. I'll put it up on YouTube as soon as I'm able, and maybe announce it on social media after this. But um, yeah, I don't want everybody downloading the MP4 off of there. It's so much better to have it up on our YouTube. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, no, let's see. Pardon me, eating, stuffing my face like a bovine. Um, let's see. Awesome. So thank you, Richard. I'll get that up as soon as possible. And really, everybody should check that out because, I mean, Richard, he, again, the spawning mechanism that he came up with, um, was something that I thought would be one of the more difficult parts of this game's development. And really, he just attacked it and got it done in about a quarter of the time that I thought it would take. And he, trust me, you're going to want to see the video, but it's just I don't want everybody have to download, this rather large video. But I'll get it up on YouTube as fast as I can so you guys can check it out. So again, thank you, Richard. So next. Well, Arjuna, I'll agree that certain games starting with the name with the word grand are pretty dang good, but they really don't have much resemblance to Peace Island. I've been asked to repeatedly point that out, just saying. Because here's the problem, guys. All right, and I want to put this out there for any game developers because I don't see any questions here. And actually, Wolf Puff, that it's very ironic that you just said no cat sky because here's the thing: if you're a game developer and you mention something like, "Oh, my game is like this," or is going to, or somebody asks, "Hey, will it have survival mechanics?" Trust me, it's going to get all over the game world within a frighteningly short amount of time. That yes, your game is a survival. It's absolutely going to have that, and it's going to have it in so many different varieties. that the public is going, their minds are going to be blown. So you have to be very circumspect in what you say. There's a great video by the guy, internet historian. I'll try and put it up here. Let's see. The Engoodening of No Man's Sky. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to share this link because it's literally like an hour and a half long. An hour long about what happened in the development of No Man's Sky. Let me just get it over here. I've got so many. But watch that, and this ties into the Grand Theft Auto thing that Arjuna touched on earlier, and I want to address this because it's very important. Earlier in our development, we had an alumni from Grand Theft Auto 5. He was one of the guys who worked on the meth head character. He was the animator who did our first cat animations. That was in our first cat character controller. Now, I also, well, no, take that as one factor in this. And I advertised that we had alumni from Grand Theft Auto working on our game. And I made the mistake in, I think, one or two instances of saying, like in Grand Theft Auto, you will be able to switch between the major protagonists, as you do in the latest Grand Theft Auto. You switch between those three main protagonists at will, for the most part. And unfortunately, as a result, we are still having to deal with people describing the game as Grand Theft Auto with cats. Now, I mentioned this number one to say Peace Island is not Grand Theft Auto with cats. And number two, if you're a game developer, please be specific about these things and be very careful about the words that you use. Because again, if somebody asks you, for example, somebody asks me, oh, are there survival mechanics in there? And I go, well, yeah, you have to keep your cats fed and happy, and there are other things that you can do. Oh, trust me. Again, they'll be like survival mechanics. Peace Island is a survival game, and or whatever game you are working on is a survival game. You have to. And I just let me see. I only have a couple of minutes. I wanted to get that out there. Number one, to put to red publicly, definitively, the connection between us and Grand Theft Auto as far as gameplay and content, but also to warn game developers out there. Watch the video about No Man's Sky, and it will teach you about being very circumspect in what you say and what you present about your game. So it was very educational for me. So let me see if there are any other questions. Mouse Potato, I'm glad that you are. We are looking forward to getting it, in beta ready form. Hopefully, before mid-year. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, guys. I'm not negative, just positive, but because of certain things, I can't talk to you guys about it. But the game may be undergoing like radical changes in coming months. For the better. We'll see. I really appreciate everybody's support and funding this game and supporting this game, and everybody that is working on the game. In fact, for some reason, I have this over here. I have 4 minutes. I've been having my Discord open over there, so you guys just can watch it. And what I want to show you guys really quick is, let me see. Oh my. Yeah, terrain only. I just want to show you guys the roads really quick before we quit for the night. And I'm saying that for our social media people who are monitoring me to make sure that I'm not doing anything too crazy. He's mind control. They're using their mind control on me. Sorry. Oh yeah, Wolf. And can I tell you something? Another thing about No Man's Sky that anybody has to admire, and they cover this in the video about No Man's Sky that I just posted, is that regularly a AAA team that would take on a project like that would be at least 100 people. at least, and that's the people that are dealing on the tech side. You would not. You would require an entirely different staff for media relations, for social media, etc. They had a staff of, I think it started off with 6, and in the end they ballooned all the way up to maybe 30, after like surviving it as 15 people for the longest time. I mean, the fact that those guys decided, I mean, the previous game they had made was a like a skateboarding game, or like this motorcycle like Evil Knievel game, and they went from that to saying we're going to create the most ambitious video game ever created, even though we don't have any budget for it. We have a tiny budget and we only have 6 people. We're going to go for it. And I mean, I was recently asked, and maybe this is the story if there are no other questions, that really sticks with me. I've gotten over. I had a discussion with some folks, with other folks in the project recently, and they said, you know, um, you had to have known, and I'm paraphrasing them, and I know they're listening, and I hope they're not upset that I'm not putting words in your mouth. If I don't say your exact words, I'm misremembering. Eric, you should have known that making a game like this is more than any one human being could have done. Um, but you went ahead and did it. You went out and started working on it, and you did it as best as you could until you could bring on more people and make it more of a reality. And my response to it, I think, involved again this one punk rock musician who is very famous for being very nasty to his audience. But really, there's merit to not knowing you can do something. I'm pretty sure this is an. I mean, I remember when I was a little kid, and they probably figured out how bumblebees fly at this point. But I remember growing up as a kid, and again, I should read up on this before I talk about this, but I'm just going to go with it. Is that we were taught there that people who worked in physics, et cetera, could not figure out how bumblebees flew, but they flew, and I don't know, from that I just got the lesson, perhaps, that if you apply yourself, the impossible is possible. If you believe in something enough, and I know I'm over budget, I'm sorry, over budget. We're always over budget, guys, and we're a little bit past time. But I just want to show you a little bit of the new road system that we're putting in, and this is just the like the cookie or the template. You see, this is the road network that we're creating. And it just has to think about it for just a moment to bring it up over there. And the thing is if I had known that I could not have made a game like this, I wouldn't have tried. And I don't know, maybe it takes ignorance sometimes to get you where you need to be. Blissful ignorance. I don't know, man. It again, I consider myself incredibly fortunate that we've gotten the social media, attention that we've had, that we've gotten the funding from our generous Patreon folks. I mean, so many people always ask me, "How were you successful?" Blah, blah. I have no idea, man. It's you guys. I say go ask the thousands of people who contributed. All I know is I wanted to make a game, and I did. I guess we brought it to this point, and it's going to become a reality, But really quick, I just want to show you here what we're going to do is, if you see here, there are a little bit of like deformations where the road here gets like beneath the road there. What we have now, and I'm just going to build the terrains really quick, and you see what that does is it pops the terrain so that the roads are 100% flush. But the problem is, and Christina, don't worry, I'm not going to Grandpa Simpson. Is that the roads out on the islands of Casco Bay are rutted, in that there are visible indentations. These are flat. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be going in using this as a template, or well, really a template. I'm going to be hand carving the ruts, double ruts into every one of the roads on the island, because that is the only way that we're going to be able to achieve the level of realism that I think is necessary for the next alpha. But now that we did that, I just want to play this really quick so you can see what the roads look like on, ground level. And if there are any other questions, I'm just going to take a look. Okay, he said, shh, Eric, what? Show. What? Oh, thank you. Sorry, guy. Hold on for a moment. Well, that's Hollington. Very sorry. The release dates, as presently expected, we expect to. I hope to release the last alpha about the 21st of March, and we hope right now to release the beta in June. But I have a feeling that may be kicked back a month. So let's say tentatively June, July of this year is when the public beta is going to be coming out. And I would say 1 year past the point that we release the public beta is when the full game is coming out. So again, I'll go over that for brevity's sake. She's glowy. We have a little bit of a problem there. We're going to be releasing, hopefully, the last alpha on the 21st of March. We hope to release the public beta on June or July of this year. And the full game will hopefully be released 1 year from the date at which the beta was released. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see if we can get us down the roads. All right. Actually, that's a path. But you see, this is just a template. This was a way for me to make sure that the paths and such hug the roads. I'm just going to get us down to, let's see, there we go. It's playing a little bit slowly. Because within the editor, it's going to always play much slower than it does once it's published. I just want to get to the roads. We're getting close, guys. There we are. All right. So see, again, we're going to zoom in here. See there, the roads just, they don't look real because they just really hug the dirt roads just a little bit too closely. And the thing about Cliff Island and all the other, islands of Casco Bay that have dirt roads, they just are very worn, very, very worn, with puddles all over the place. So that is the one thing that I really want to have addressed before the next alpha. So, guys, I want to set my social media manager free. Does anybody have one last question before I go? No, it doesn't look like anybody does. And one last thing before I go, guys. I apologize if I've seemed a little bit off my game, guys, but there's been this cold flu that's been going around here lately. And I've been operating at about like 60% efficiency for about the last week. And if I seemed a little bit more bumbling than usual, it's because you hear the hoarseness in my voice. Hopefully I'll get over it soon. And I thank you for your patience, and I thank everybody. let's see. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next month. If you want to follow us on a variety of social media, go to peaceislandgame.com and you'll be able to find all our social media outlets there. There's patreon.com slash Peace Island. That's where, if you want to support the game, check it out. And I thank you very much for coming by this evening. Hopefully next month, the world will not have come to an end, and I will be much better. So, on that cheery note, cheery bye. Take care, guys. And again, thank you so much for your support and your confidence in us. And trust me, we don't take it for granted ever. Thank you. Take care. Bye.